You are a spiritual being, a divine being, having a human experience. It's not the other way around. A lot of people think they are just simple human with the struggles of life and all the difficulties that they face and challenge, and then they try to logically figure out a way to solve it. But when you realize that you are a spiritual being equipped with everything that you need, just like a smartphone, it's equipped with what it needs to surf the web, to gather information, to connect to other parts of the earth. Your body is like that. And your heart is the portal connected to your brain. You can connect to the universes, not just universes. And I want to elaborate a little bit on that. In our universe, the Milky Way, according to astrophysicists, they've counted over 200 billion stars. They believe 20 of them they can basically inhabit human or not human, but living life. They could be in different forms, but it resembles Earth. And then there's 2.3 trillion galaxies around the world or around the universe. And this is what the astrophysicists are able to count, and it's expanding. It's amazing. So you are equipped to communicate to every single galaxy. Yep. Easier said than done. There's some work that needs to be done. We have to unleash that, the giant within, right? You've heard that expression before. You're a giant within, and you have endless opportunities. What makes you limited or unable to connect and expand is first, you don't realize who you are and your capability. So we have to raise our consciousness. That's why these days people talk about meditation, talk about raising yourself up to your higher consciousness. Different wording for it. But basically, in order to jumpstart your body, connect it to the universe, to the universes, first we have to raise our frequency. We need to remove all negative emotions, negative, any item that is negative that's making us hover in a low frequency, having a bad diet, having a drug issue, drinking, smoking, doing stuff that maybe it numbs our brain, numbs our body, makes us feel temporarily better, but we're hovering in a low frequency. We need to move away from that if we truly want to find happiness and success and abundance and to continue to grow as a human being that is a divine being. Okay, so uh, so I want you to pay attention to your diet. Of course, you don't have to be fanatical. Just eat healthy. Supplement with vitamins. It's a good idea to supplement because the food doesn't have the nutrition they used to once have from prior generations. You need to exercise. Exercise includes both stretches and core strengthening. Or you could do, in addition to that, your favorite sport or something. But as far as meditation now, I want to just kind of give you, a little idea because sometimes people are confused about meditation. Meditation is something that could be done individually or in the groups, or you could be doing it with your partner, your spouse. Whatever works best for you. Some people are distracted by having people around them, and they'd rather do it, individually. That's how I am myself. I like to do it myself, and that way I can focus and concentrate better. The best time to meditate is at sunrise and sunset. These are very magical times because the planets and the universes are aligning and you harmonize yourself with them when you meditate during the time. So those are good times to meditate. But if you let's say you want to do one meditation a day, definitely in the morning. That's my favorite. Before sunrise and at dawn is the best. Before the sun comes up, and basically usually I like to face the east because that's where the sun rises. Because the sun is really the portal for our universe, and it's connected to many other suns, and that's a huge topic by itself. In some videos down the road, I will talk more about that. But we need to meditate, and then meditate is basically being in the presence, being in the moment. The ones that are familiar with mathematics and like to see it in that way, it's like having the x and y axis when they meet with the z line. Also, you can put that in there. When you're at 0 point, that's the presence, that's the moment. You don't want any information, no negative or positive. You're not moving on the axis, right or left, up or down. You're there at the 0 point. And that's when you sit and you just clear your mind. Nothing. Absolutely. You should be just hearing you breathing. That's it. Breathing in and breathing out. And talking about breathing is very important. A lot of people take shallow breathing, and that's why they're tired. They have issues in health and many other ways. Very important to pay attention and take deep breaths when you do breathe. Especially when you meditate, it's very important to take deep breath all the way in, hold it for a couple of seconds, and breathe all the way out. You can have your eyes open or closed, whichever works for you. But just being in the nothingness, as if nothing is on your mind, as if there's absolutely nothing. Work on that way, and slowly you can think about as you're breathing goodness, positive energy. You're pulling in, and as you breathe out, you're exhaling all the toxins, all the negative emotion, all the bad things that you don't like. So you can look at it that way. You're subconsciously know that this is what you're doing. You're breathing in goodness and breathing out all the badness or all the negative stuff. Okay, so meditation with a good diet. I recommend people avoid fast food as much as you can because it's just empty calories. There's no nutritional value. A lot of chemicals, a lot of different junk stuff that is put in there, unfortunately, that can clog up our system. So try to eat healthy. Raw food is always good. Lots of vegetables, fruits. Eat a healthy balance. I'm not necessarily you have to be a vegan or vegetarian or this. I really believe that you need everything, but with moderation. Just depends. Everything is important. All the nutrition that was given to us from different sources is something important for us for to strengthen our connection and be able to find our way back home. Because you can look at it that way. We came from a higher place, from the big universe, and we are the small universe. And actually, let me take a couple of minutes to explain that because some people maybe haven't seen previous videos, and I want to explain what big universe and small universe. So your body is like a universe. It runs its own show. It's powerful. At the same time, we're connected. We're part of the big universe. We cannot be independent of it. We need it. We need the oxygen. We need the connection. We need the outside source to keep you alive. Okay? So that's the same thing with your mind and spirituality. You have to realize that we came from the big universe and we descended to this third dimension, fourth dimension, and we are part of, and we are in a journey. Okay? And we keep going. We came somewhere and we keep going. It's a big subject. But while we're here, it's an opportunity to realize what we are and what we are and where we're headed, and to experience different things. Everybody has different situation in their life, and everything that happens to us, it's good for us. It was meant for us. So even sometimes negative things happen, and we get all upset, get all worked up. But there's lessons. You should always pay attention to that. Say, okay, what is the lesson? Why did this happen? Why did I lose my job? Or why did I have a sour relationship? Or why did I end up in a divorce? Or why did I, lose my child? Or whatever it could be. It could be something very devastating, very strong, and it could be something mild. But basically, things that happen to our life is meant to help us, to awaken us, to make us think outside the box. Okay? So again, I'm saying all this because we need to liberate ourselves from ourselves, because the biggest enemy is the ego. It's your conscious mind that is constantly trying to lead you and remembers information, let's say, from how we grow up. Sometimes we had the toxic situation growing up, not the best parents, not the best sibling, not the best school, not the best teachers. Not, of course, there's people who have wonderful families and teachers and all that. I'm not blasting anybody, but everybody has their situation. And some of us, maybe a little bit, we consider unlucky that we are in a tough situation. We have to come out. And some people have it not so much. But basically, the reason why we're so different and everybody in a certain situation is, again, that's the blueprint. Everybody has their own blueprint. Okay, and it's meant for goodness for you. Okay, So trust it and accept it. Okay? And know that there, even though we don't understand what it is, it's something good for us. Okay? Always look, focus on the positive side of things. The glass always have the glass half full, not half empty. Okay? So this way you can understand and you can sift through information that comes to you, and then you gain strength. You become stronger. You, in a sense that you know whatever happens, in your life, good or bad and different things, you're stable, you're well grounded, because that's important. As we ascend, as we raise our frequency, we have to have a good foundation. Okay. So again, to summarize again, we need to have good nutrition, good exercise. I recommend we supplement vitamins because the food source doesn't have the nutritional ingredients, all the vitamins and minerals that unfortunately we used to once have, our parents, grandparents, and even previous generations, because the way they process the food, the way they grow it, and all that stuff. So it is a good idea to supplement. I did some videos regarding that. If you have any questions, you can feel free to put on the comments, and I will steer you or explain it in a more. If something I didn't talk about before, I will elaborate a little bit more. So nutrition is important. Exercise includes both stretches and core strengthening. Very important. You find a sport that you like, do it, but stretch good and do that sport, whatever it is. Do what you like, and you have to never have to work hard, right? Whether it's so you exercise or work. So it's important that we choose things and we do things that we enjoy, things that brings joy to our life, because that way it keeps you positive and it will motivate you to continue to work on getting a better you. So exercise, nutrition, meditation, I talked about that. So and again, this is the beginning of the road. There's so much to talk about, and I will be talking in future videos. Feel free to make any comments, and if you have any questions or some specific item you want me to elaborate, talk about, or maybe you're confused, I will be happy to answer it. Take care.